We've been farming in Rosebank for 35 years now on the same farm, and it's a small farm, about 7.9 hectares of nuts. So with that size, we've had to, it's a family farm, so it's what we've lived off for the last 30 years, and so we haven't had, it's been important that we get a yield every year. So that's been a big driver for making sure we get consistent yield. But like I was saying, from the very start, we've concentrated on the soil and getting a living soil happening, and it hasn't been easy. It's been a long process of making mistakes, and it's probably only the last 10 years that we've actually got happening what should be happening in the soil. And I think it's the last 10 years have been much more consistent yield, pretty well the same every year, some better years. Yes, our main variety is Nutty Glen. It's the parent of A4, one of the parents, and it's a consistent good yielder of high value nut, about 48% kernel recovery. Our second most common variety is A16, and it's been very good to us, especially since we've got on top of Husspot. The secret is you've got to protect the soil as well, so therefore the canopy management, as the trees get older and they're taking up all the light and there's no ground cover, or very little ground cover, it's extremely important in this climate with the heavy rain that we get periodically, at least once a year, sometimes 3 or 4 times a year, which will wash any loose material away, including nuts. To protect that has been a big focus, because it's relatively easy to apply lots of organic matter and recycle all the material that's the farmer's producing. But if it washes away every year, it's not going anywhere. So we've concentrated on drainage and canopy management to maintain ground cover and have the capacity to harvest all your nuts quickly if you have to, or most of them, and have a plan so that you know which are your most valuable nuts, and get them up first, and also most vulnerable as far as washing away. Some paddocks will be better than others. Having grass on the paddock is, most of the nuts don't wash away. The other thing we do is dehusk straight away on farm. I strongly recommend people doing that. You keep in control of your quality. As soon as you put it in a bin, you're losing quality and leaving it up to other people. And I personally don't believe that that's the way to maximise your profit. Everyone looks after their own stuff best. We maintain air supply at all times to dehusk nuts, even if it's pouring rain. That's been shown by research to be the way to go. And we sell the nuts to the factory, or we deliver the nuts to the factory as soon as we possibly can. I would say about consistency, that one of the most important things you'll do is, as a grower, is to concentrate on the pests. So you have to be best mates with the contractors so that you get preferential treatment, or buy your own gear, or if that's not feasible, and it never was for us, we never had enough money to afford it, very expensive spray gear, buy it with your neighbour or a group of neighbours of small growers. buy it and work it out beforehand who's going to get it when, and work together closely, and that's a much better option than contractors. That's sort of what we did for a few years. It was okay, but it still gets down to it sometimes where you've got a week that's good, and if you haven't got the spray unit that week, so it's just about capacity. You know, if you're sharing equipment with 2 other people, 2 other farms, then you need to be able to spray all 3 farms in probably 7 or 8 days. Spray and spray equipment in the last 10 years, you know, we haven't had to have that variability in yield, of course, by not being able to get a contractor to turn up. It's the same with harvesting to a lesser extent, but the most important thing is to be able to control the pests